Hi guys, welcome back. I have somebody very special with me here today. It's the bestie Westie. Y'all know why we're here. Y'all know why we're here, right? Okay, so I'm gonna do a little get ready with me story time. This one's about my birthday vlog in Tahoe. You guys know 21 in Tahoe. If you guys haven't seen the vlog yet, go check it out because you guys are gonna want to know the tea after this one or before this one if you guys want to get a little backstory. Okay. This is bringing me back to what's it called, the hardness, not hardness TV, DMA. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god, for
in front
real.
of the camera again. We're doing it for real.
You have to put a little flashback of the fucking DNA.
Oh my god, I will. I have that video.
You have to.
I have that video.
So they can know what we're talking about.
Same old, same old.
Wait, let me get a little sip of my little drinky drink.
We're doing a little sip and say.
It was demon time when we went to Tahoe, but
It was fun.
I feel like it's a good time to kind of reminisce off of what went down last birthday. We're gonna watch some of y'all's vlogs real quick. We're just having a little laugh. We're having a little giggle right now in mi cochinero. And I have snowboarding
Okay.
video as well, bitch. Don't play with me. I can't. Claire does not want to do the story time, so now I gotta do all the work for two. Okay, I know I promised you guys for it to get done like right now in this day, but unfortunately I'm freezing my butt off, and also I've just had very, very terrible cramps today all day. But tomorrow I have the oro, you know, going to a little It's a rave. I can actually get ready with you guys while I tell you guys a story. Just let me know what you guys would do in this situation. We'll jump into the story time in the morning. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. The girls feel me. The girls know. Okay, good morning, you guys. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm just gonna jump right into the story as promised. Everything was already happening around this time last year. All of October, September, October, November, December. I was the one who had got the Airbnb just because I feel like if you're hosting an event and you're gonna have like everybody coming up, just you rent your Airbnb, everybody else just fucking come. Because if we were gonna do all that shit with like, oh, let's split the Airbnb, who's gonna do this, who's gonna do that, like, okay, I get it. If like y'all don't got it like that, y'all are planning the trip all together, cool. But for me, I was like, it's my birthday, I just want everybody to come. So I got the Airbnb and I was like, you know what, just everybody else come and bring the vibes and just pay for like what you're gonna buy over there for like your snowboarding gear, and like that's it. There was 3 of my best friends that had came. I'm just gonna refer to them as 1, 2, and 3. My sister had came with her boyfriend at the time, and then 2 of my guy cousins. It was already like the week of the Tahoe trip. We're all discussing things in the little group chat. So this is like our friendship group chat, by the way. It wasn't a group chat for like everyone who was going on the trip. It was just the girls. I already was kind of feeling like, not weird, but I kind of suspected that something was up with friend number 1. I had brought up the question like, what are we gonna wear, like what are we wearing? Or friend number 2 was like, oh, I'm gonna pop out, like we're gonna look so cute. And me and friend number 3 agreed. We were like, yes, we're gonna pop out in our outfits. But I think we said that because friend number 1 was like, I'm just gonna be like on some lazy vibes, honestly, like I'm not even gonna dress up or anything. And that's when friend number 2 kind of stepped in for me, and she was like, oh, I'm popping out, like I'm popping out in my outfits, whatever. And then friend number 3 did the same. She was like, yeah, me too, I'm popping out. And I was like, yeah, period, I'm popping out, it's my birthday, like what the fuck are you saying? You're not gonna fucking dress up? To each their own, whatever, but I'm gonna dress up. Don't try and make us feel like, you know, we have to be on some chill vibes too or whatever. On the week of the trip, we were figuring out the ride situation, and I was like, okay, my mom said it was cool. We could take our big Chevy van, like our little Trailblazer. My cousin can drive this one with my sister and, you know, my other cousins in it. I'll just go in the car with my friends 1, 2, and 3. And the thing is about friend 1 decided that she was gonna bring her bae, which I didn't invite to the trip, and she didn't ask me if she could invite him. So instead what she did was, this 2 weeks before the trip, she asked me, she was like, can you send me the address of the Airbnb? I want to see like what hotels are by there. Everybody in the group chat asked her, we were like, why? Like, who are you bringing? And in the group chat, she straight up just says nobody. So we were like, okay, I think she like wants to invite somebody, but she's not really sure yet. Fast forward to like later in the day, we hop on a FaceTime call. It's friend 1 and friend 3. The group with friend 3 were kind of just mutuals to friend 3 at this time, because we hadn't really gone out, or me, I hadn't really gone out with like friend 3 like too much, but I thought I really liked her enough to invite her on my birthday trip, so friend 3 for sure was gonna come. I think friend 3 was at work and she was talking, and friend 1 was like, she kind of had a face on this whole time, and I could tell she was holding her tongue to like say something. Friend 3 hops off the call because she's at work and she has to go, and I was like, okay, well, talk to you later, let me know, you know, what's up with the plans or whatever. And friend 1 is left, so I confront friend 1 and I'm like, hey, so who are you bringing on the trip? She straight up says the name of her man, but she just says, oh, my man. And I kind of just left it at that. I didn't think much of it. I don't know why. I was an idiot to like not just confront her then and there, but I didn't really think there was anything to confront her about. Yeah, fast forward to the week of the trip. This is what I was saying in the beginning. We get into not some little conflict, but we get into like talking about who's gonna drive, because I got the days Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday was my actual birthday, but on my actual birthday, the whole day we were just gonna head back. So we'll leave Friday in the morning. My cousin will drive the van. We'll pull up to friend number 2's house because it's kind of on the way over there. Friend 1 goes and she's like, why don't we leave on Thursday, spend the night in Sacramento in an apartment that she has, and we can leave in the morning on Friday. I was like, no, we're not gonna do that, because I'm not trying to leave on Thursday, and I'm not trying to not get rest and like spend a night out there where I'm not supposed to be spending a night, you know? I'm just trying to go lay up in my Airbnb that I spent my good little money on and just do that. Like, I don't want to have to leave a day early. It's already like kind of a lengthy trip. I straight up told her, I was like, no. She was gonna come into town that week and she didn't want to stay here. She wanted to go, she wanted to pick up her man and head back to her apartment, because I guess from Sacramento it's like a shorter drive to Tahoe. Something I forgot to mention about like why friend 1 said that she wasn't gonna dress up and like, you know, do it up like us. She told us, I think since October or November, that she was pregnant. But then in December, on New Year's, she had mentioned to us that she was drinking with basically her mother-in-law, and that if she didn't drink with her, that they were gonna catch on, or that they were gonna like suspect her. So we're like, okay, so you're pregnant, but you're still gonna drink. You know what I mean? By the time it rolls back around to my birthday, she's pregnant. She's still going with that. I tell her, I was like, you know what? If you're not gonna be in town when we all want to leave together, then you can do that. You can go and we will actually figure out a ride, and we'll figure out how to do it. Just us, without friend 1 and her man. Literally the day before we go on the trip, she's like, oh, I'm just gonna stay the night here in town, and then in the morning, we can go. I'll pick you guys up from friend 2's house, and then your cousin and all of them, they can go in that one car. 8 in the morning, Friday morning of the trip, we're ready to go. Cousin showed up on time. We get there at friend 2's house, where, you know, the meeting point, at 8 in the morning. I think it was almost 9. We're waiting. My cousin eventually leaves to the gas station to go pump gas. He's waiting for us there. We're blowing up friend number 1's phone like crazy because she's literally not even here yet. So we're calling her and she's picking up and she's talking to us, but she's kind of saying a whole lot of nothing because she knows that she's not on her way, or she knows that she's not anywhere near. 11 o'clock, 11 in the morning rolls by, and she tells us that she's finally in town, but she's picking up a bagel because her man is hungry. I kind of got irked a little bit because I was like, yeah, we're all fucking hungry. We're all supposed to go like drive through, get fucking breakfast together. What the fuck is wrong with you? My cousin is at the gas station waiting for us because I had told him, I was like, hey, friend 1 is on her way. If you guys want to pump gas, we can probably meet you guys at the gas station. And he was like, yeah, okay, sounds good. My cousin's probably waiting for us at the gas station for like 20-30 minutes. By the time friend 1 rolls around, It's a fucking shit show. She has shit all in the back seat where we're supposed to sit. She has pillows. I don't know what. Her trunk is stuffed up. The worst part about this is she did not have a clue how to open up the back door to her trunk. It was like a van, mind you. So like the trunk was pretty much like the whole back side of the car. And we were literally stuffing our suitcases from the back seat, just like with the front, with one of the back seats bended forward. That's how we were stuffing our freaking suitcases in there. So it gets to the point where, you know, we're done and there's like this paper bag just sitting in the front and I'm like, oh, here, oh, what the fuck is this? Like, throw this shit to the back. But I look in it and I'm like, oh, just kidding, it's snacks. Okay, we could leave this in the front. And she turns to friend two and she starts laughing, like, you know, jokingly. But I start laughing too because I was like, oh my god, my bad. Like, I totally fucking dissed your paper bag because I didn't know it was fucking shit that you had in there for us. And she was like, I'm literally about to punch this bitch in the face. And I'm like, bitch, that's not fucking funny. You're gonna punch me in the face? When you came late, you're unorganized, and you're being a really bad friend right now. So now let's go meet up my cousins at the gas station. And she was like, no, because that's the other way. Just tell them to freaking, not freaking, she was just tell them to get going. So I was like, oh my god. And then obviously I had to call my cousins up, so embarrassing, and be like, you guys should just go on your way. I'm so annoyed, like, I'm so sorry. Like, obviously it seemed like it was my fault, but right away, right from the jump, my sister was like, no, this bitch is ruining your fucking birthday trip. So we're on the road now. But mind you, her man was in the front this whole time being fucking useless. I even had told her in the text messages, I was like, oh, that's good. Like, if you're gonna bring him, he can drive. And she's like, no, he can't drive because something about his license, even though he drives to work and back. Like, okay. But another key thing to note here is the day before the trip, she told us she had a doctor's appointment and that something about her levels went up in her blood, or they went down or something. So she technically wasn't pregnant anymore. So we were like, oh, like, we got excited. That's why we did make a big deal, because we were excited, because we were like, period, our girl is gonna drink with us, our girl is finally gonna have fun with us, like, we can celebrate. But anyway, the thing about us being on the road was, in 4 hours we made 4 stops. It was so unnecessary, which it's like, if you couldn't handle the drive, you should have just said something, and then one of us could have helped you, or your man could have sucked it up and like gone behind the wheel, like, fuck what you say type of thing, you know? On the last stop, when we were finally there, this is the shit that really kind of threw me off, that really made me think, okay, why the fuck did you come? Now you're just making my birthday trip about your fucking self. So we're done using the bathroom, you know, we're taking shots, and we get back in the car. This girl gets a phone call from the clinic. She gets off the phone. We're like, oh, what happened? And she was like, oh, that was from the clinic. And she's like over here like making her faces, you know, like pretending to be in distress, but like in a silly, goofy kind of way. And we kind of knew what like was going on, because she had told us the day prior that she wasn't pregnant. We were like, oh, like, what, like, so you are pregnant? And she was like, yeah, like, pretty much, like, yeah, I am fucking pregnant. We were like, bro, like, no mama. We finally get to the Airbnb like an hour after my cousins and all of them get there. We get inside, we bought like some little groceries to make like some little soup. Friend one is like in the living room, in the kitchen, like she was making the soup. And so we're calling her to come upstairs to like check it out, and she finally does come upstairs. And I'm like, oh, look, okay, so me and the girls could stay in this bed, and then you and your man could stay over there in that little bed. And she looks us dead in our eyes, and she's like, I didn't cancel the other room. Because she told me, she was like, oh, I got a room. If there's like not enough room in the Airbnb, we could just stay in it. And keep in mind, 2 days prior, because I was like so pissed at her that she even wanted to get another room because she wanted to invite her man that wasn't invited. I was already so pissed that I was like, you know what? Get the fucking room and spend a rack, because she was pressing me. She was like, oh, it's because the Airbnb you got is like, in a family community, and it's like really secluded, and it's like really expensive right now to get an Airbnb out there. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I got it like 4 months prior to my actual birthday. I guess she told me she ended up getting it, but then 2 days prior to the trip I felt bad, and I was like, hey, you know, go ahead and cancel the room. There's gonna be enough room for you guys up in the Airbnb. And she was like, oh, okay. She didn't say, oh, I didn't cancel the room. She said, I forgot to cancel the room. I feel like my face changed so fast. I was like so disappointed and like actually so sad. And I really was trying to get like to convince her to like just freaking stay. She was pretty much already set. Literally from the moment that she told me like that she was gonna get the room, she already had like everything planned down to the T. Why would you make this whole fucking commotion to even get the fucking car up the driveway if you knew that you weren't even gonna stay here? Like, we're getting the car up the driveway because we're thinking we're here, like, you know, like this is it. So she ends up leaving, and then that's when friend two is like, oh, she literally just made us the soup because she felt guilty. So I was like, okay, that's fine. If anything, just hit us tomorrow when we actually go snowboarding, which you probably won't even be able to do because you're fucking pregnant, según. That was the first day. Next day rolls around, we're getting everything together, we're all trying to get ready like crazy, trying to go snowboarding. We're calling up friend one, asking her like, hey, are you gonna come? And she's like, I don't think so, I think we're gonna stay in for today, but later in the night we could probably go for dinner. I had made reservations. I was even talking it over with friend one. She was the one that told us, well, there's a bunch of little restaurants here by our hotel, we could do that. We end up telling her like, oh, well, just like slide through for a little bit, are you gonna come? Like, just come and kick it with us, you know? It's supposed to be a trip for the girls, it's supposed to be a trip for us. I think she felt comfortable inviting her man because I invited my guy cousins, but bitch, that's who I invited. I still paid a whole Airbnb for like all of us just for you to not even crash in it and just for you to complain that you're gonna spend like damn near a fucking rack on it when you didn't have to do that, when I literally did that for you. Anyway, the dinner rolls around. We made reservations for the restaurant next to friend one's hotel at 7. And by the time 7 rolled around, I had to call friend one because she was like, oh, that place is perfect. I'm staying 3 minutes from the restaurant, I could literally walk over there. At 7, I had to call friend one and I had to be like, hey, can you grab the table for us and tell them that we're here for our reservation because I didn't want to get it canceled. And she was like, yeah, I'll do that. By the time we get over there, it's like 7:20, so we're like a couple minutes late. We get there and I was assuming they already were being seated, but we're getting there and we're walking up to the restaurant and we see friend one and her fucking short ass man barely making their way to the restaurant at 7:20, like almost 7:30, hella late to our reservation. And I was like, dude, I literally told her minutes ago to go get the table and she's literally walking up to the restaurant at the same fucking time as us. After dinner, we ended up walking over to friend one's room. They ended up bringing us back to the cabin and they ended up staying for a little longer, but something kind of funky that I noticed was with friend one's man is this is literally the same thing that I've been noticing with her men for years. Not only with this man, but with the previous man that friend one had, is that they would be so freaking quiet and like so freaking shy. All we would do is like try to include them in a conversation or try to talk to them and they would like not even respond sometimes. At first I didn't think it was weird with friend one's previous man. I just thought that that was him and I always knew him to be like that. So to me, I'm like, oh, that's just how he is, you know, like that's just him. He's probably just a shy guy. But on my birthday, like literally we were in the cabin like drinking, having fun, playing music. He was being, even when we went to their hotel room, he was also exhibiting the same pattern that her last man had, which was he was quiet in the corner, not engaging, not interacting, not laughing, not talking, serious, sitting in a corner, or like not even paying attention at all. That's when I started thinking things were a little bit off. I was like, okay, I think that's just like maybe her type. I thought, you know, whatever, just a coincidence. They end up leaving, so that was the end of the second day. Day 3 comes around, which is checkout day. We have to pack, we have to leave, we have to get everything ready. The plan was, again, we leave in the cars that we came in. We came with friend one and her man, so we were leaving with friend one and her man. So we were like kind of waiting for her to come by, or we were asking her when she was gonna come by. This girl says, I can only pick you guys up and take you guys back if you guys are gonna spend an extra day with me in Sacramento, and then I could take you guys back the next day. At this point, I'm getting mad because I had started to notice everything in her power that she had done, all the shady things that she was doing throughout this whole trip. At that point, in that morning, the morning that we were leaving, the morning that we were supposed to all get our asses back home, I was like, no, nobody's gonna go with you and stay over there. Come pick us up and take us home right now. And she was like, oh, I can't do that. Don't all you guys fit in your mom's car? Because my mom's car is a 7-seater. But when we had all like gone to the restaurant in that car, there was no luggage in there, nothing. So when she said that, I blew up on her. I was like, yes, we do, but we do not all fit with all of our fucking luggage. So you're gonna come here at 9 in the morning sharp and come and pick up this luggage, and then you could go. I don't care if we get the luggage the next day. Come pick it up right now. And she was like, okay. Because she got her way. She really did get her way. And I feel like she was saying that so that she wouldn't even have to take us back into town, because she knew that we were not going to agree with that. Anyway, that ends up happening. She ends up coming, picking up the luggage. We end up leaving, getting to town. That was the end of our Tahoe trip. Okay, now we're rolling the end credits. Now we're getting into the tea of it. So a couple days later, friend one would not report herself at all. That was going on for a couple of weeks, like all of January and up until February. Friend one's birthday was coming up in March. We wanted to talk to her and we wanted to text her and we wanted to ask her like, hey, what's up with your birthday? At this point, we were really riding friend one's ass because we were suspecting a lot. And after the trip, it opened our eyes to the fact that she really did do everything in her power to like make it about herself and low-key ruin it for me. Fast forward, I think we actually get to March at this point. It's like 2 weeks or a week before friend one's actual birthday. We're over here asking her like, what's the move? What are you gonna do? Like, what are you planning to do? You're turning 21. And she's like, oh, I might go to this club here, might drink. I know that I was the one that asked her like, wait, aren't you pregnant? Like, what are you actually gonna do? I can't remember exactly what it was, but she was like, oh, it was just natural, like I just lost it naturally. And I was like, okay, so coincidentally you're turning 21, you're not pregnant anymore, but on my 21st you were pregnant. And okay, let that one slide. At this point, she does whatever she did on her birthday. We weren't invited, but also I did do some shady shit. I blocked her from viewing my stories on 2222. I went to get my cards read. I wasn't going for the card reading, I was going for a cleanse. So this guy reads my cards, tells me I have a friend who's watching everything that I do, and she pretends to be my friend and she pretends to love me very dearly, but she talks very badly of me. But he's like, yeah, this is not a true friend to you. You need to get rid of her like now. And I panic. Even before I got my cards read, I already knew. Me and my best friend were already talking about it. We were like, yeah, she's switching up over her man. Like, right when I got the message, I texted my best friend right away. I was like, stop sending things in the Snapchat group chat. She's watching. Why do you think she never sends Snapchats back? She's watching. She's not responding because she doesn't fuck with us. She's wishing ill will on us. That night, I went home feeling like I just broke up with my boyfriend of like 4 years. I was heartbroken as hell. I could not get over it for like weeks. I was so sad. It just hurt, and I knew that I was gonna have to leave her, even though at this point she wasn't talking to us at all. There was no communication. She was going like MIA. After that, my best friend really just thinks that we should have a talk with her and like see what's up with her. We had already decided like even if there was a way that we could mend the friendship, it just wasn't going to be the same anymore because she was just such a liar. She was a good friend to us until like honestly she really wasn't. My best friend's like texting her for a little bit, and all of a sudden my best friend just starts popping off. She's like, you literally ruined my best friend's birthday. Like, what the fuck is up? Friend two is the one that was, you know, popping off and texting friend one. She was like, you shouldn't have even come to the trip in the first place if that's how you were gonna be. And friend one was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have come. Friend two was like, okay, friend one has her new man, but friend one also still has her old man. She has both of them. So it's very interesting what she's doing. I started to notice that friend one's old man is viewing my stories, but he doesn't follow me and I don't follow him. So I'm like, okay, this is definitely friend one viewing my things from her ex's story, because she had mentioned to me that she does it all the freaking time. She literally told us that she was still logged into her ex's account. At this point, I had blocked her from literally everything. She cannot see what I'm doing. She's a hating ass bitch. She's still blocked to this day. I show that to friend 2 and I'm like, oh my god, it's friend 1. She's stalking me on her ex account. And she was like, oh my god, follow the account. So she knows that you know that it's her. A matter of seconds, he's following me back. In like a matter of seconds, he also DMs me. I get mad, I pop off. I'm like, bitch, I know it's you. I'm just kidding, I don't pop off. But I'm like, is this friend 1? You know? X is like, no, it's me. I kicked friend 1 off the account like a long time ago. So I was like, oh, my bad. She had told me that she uses your account still. We start chatting and I literally start telling him how all the pieces were falling into place. I told him, I was like, hey, you know what? Friend 1 was never pregnant. She just told you that she was pregnant so that you would break up with her, because I remember a while ago she had told me that the only reason you'll break up with her is if she gets pregnant by another man. He confessed. He was like, she used to talk so much hoopla about you guys. And I was like, and I was like, wait, like actual shit? Or like, what would she say? He was like, yeah, but she also would just tell me to like stay away from you guys. She'd be like, if you even dare talk to Yaelin or to friend number 2, like, you dare like stay away from them. She was warning him and I was like, why? I never once did anything to make her believe that I would take that ugly hairy ass man of yours. Mind you, like, yes, at the time I was the only single friend, and I had been the only single friend for like going on 3 years. I had always been like the only single friend. I get it, but also I would never tell her stories about me messing with somebody else's man, because I have never. I don't know what in her right mind was clicking that she wanted her man to stay away from me. Like, because what? Because for what? What made you think? But that goes for friend 2 as well, I guess, but more specifically me. I guess the point is, me and her ex were putting 2 and 2 together. We were kind of just putting her lies together and realizing that everything ended up like coinciding. I didn't want to tell him either that that's like what her whole pregnancy thing was, until he like confirmed some things for me first as well. I don't remember the whole conversation, but I do remember that that's why I ended up telling him, is because of the things that he was telling me. So I was like, okay, so that makes sense because XYZ. Fast forward to now, somebody had shown me a picture of her now at her baby shower, and I was like, whoa, that's a big belly. And I was like, so she was pregnant? But I was doing the math and I was like, wait, no, she couldn't have been pregnant from last year to this year. She couldn't have been pregnant for a whole year. I wish her all the best, but you know, next time, as a moral of the story, just don't lie about being pregnant. I just wanted to show you guys like a little aspect of the story and like what actually happened. There's just been a lot that's gone on, and it's been over a year now. I was just kind of surprised that like a mutual had shown me that. I thought it was real, and then I was like, this couldn't have been real. Like, she was a lie, and I got a matching tattoo with that bitch. Like I said, even if there was a way to mend the friendship, there's really not, because it just wouldn't be the same. Like, I can't be friends with a liar, even though, you know, I am a liar. I tell lies that don't harm people or that don't throw off like people's perception of me. I lie about my name at a bar. I lie about my age to creeps on the street. I lied to my parents about how long I'm gonna be outside. Like, I know I'm not gonna get home at curfew. I just be lying. I think with this group of girls, I think she felt like she had to be more city girl with us. I think she felt like she had to be a certain type of way with us. If she wanted pregnancy, she could have said that and we would not have judged her. And we still didn't, because when she told us, even friend 2 was like, oh, I'll get pregnant with you, don't worry. Like, words of encouragement, you know, we were always encouraging her. So I don't really understand. Obviously, like, we're gonna talk that talk, but when it comes to our friends, you're gonna come and you're gonna support, like, always. But yeah, like, she was a really bad liar. Like, not a bad liar, it just means she lied bad. Another thing, we couldn't be tired, or like we couldn't tell her one thing because she would try to one-up us with the competition. For example, friend 2 couldn't tell her like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired from work, I just did this and that. Friend 1 would have to step in and be like, girl, I go to 2 schools and I work all day. I work night shifts. Like, you think you're tired? Like, girl, we weren't even allowed to be tired, you know what I mean? Or we would tell a story, she would listen to it and she couldn't agree with it. She couldn't be like, oh my god, that's crazy. She would have to be like, yeah, well, one time my cousin like did this and that. Like, I don't know, like she would take us through a roller coaster of emotions. But see, she would lie about shit like that and we would accept her as a liar. She did switch up over a man. This is why she was so iffy having her new man around us. Back in my single days, friend one would always tell me about the man that she has now. She'd be like, oh my god, he's short but he's cute, it doesn't matter, just fuck him and take his money, he has money. She would constantly tell me, fuck him and take his money. Like, you're prostituting me? Guys, the sun! It came out. It's like shining smack daddy in my face. I'm gonna face away a little bit just for now. She would constantly tell us, oh, fuck him and take his money. Just fuck him so you can take his money. And I'd be like, but I didn't think much of it. And I always told her, if he's not gonna hit me up, I'm not gonna hit him up. What the fuck do I look like? He also told her at some point, like, I'm not gonna hit up your friends because those are your friends. If anything happens between me and your friend, I don't want it to be awkward between us. And I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense, but it's so obvious that you fucking like this bitch and this bitch is over here selling you, and then they end up fucking with each other. So I'm kind of just like, you're insecure now for what? Like, now you're insecure to have us around your man because... And why would you make him your man after you told us that? I'm honestly glad that everything came into the light when it did, because looking back on it, she talked very badly on her friends. And I think I brought it up to her one time. I was like, why do you still have people posted on your page that you told us that you weren't friends with anymore? She's like, I don't know, I just don't delete anything. Come to find out, she never confronted those people about not being their friend anymore. Every single picture that she has posted up there to this day with like people, she does not fuck with any of them, and I think it's so sad. But also I think it's sad that it was happening to us. She used to have a picture of me posted up on there too, but once I blocked her and once I took her off everything, I untagged her, I blocked like all 3 or 4 of her accounts. That's when she for sure deleted me from her page, because I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be one of your little dumbass like little minions. If we're not gonna be friends, we're not gonna be friends, period. Don't have me posted up on your page still. So she knew that now for sure we're on bad terms, we're not friends. Like, you're gonna get deleted because every single person that you have posted up there looks stupid because you talk shit about them. So she would make us believe one thing, which is, oh, we're not cool, I don't fuck with them. But she would make the other people think, oh, it's cool, like we're just not talking right now because of like distance or because of whatever else. Oh, but figured out the outfit. It's honestly too cold to rave anyways, so I don't know, I just want to be cozy. What the heck, you guys? I undid my hair. It's not moving.